So I've shown you guys a few of the tools that I buy. I don't do reviews on everything, but when I come across something that really gets me going, I feel the urge to share that. Now, as you can see here, I've got a few chainsaws, and I've obviously used more than just these 5 sitting here. But I'm not, professional chainsaw guy. I don't know all the specs on all the fancy 2-strokes, the Huskies and the Stills and stuff. But I know them well enough to get me by. And they all have their own unique pros and cons. They're all good for something and not great at everything. So let me show you what I have recently acquired. It is the Kobalt pole saw. Now I know you probably can't see this whole thing in frame, and please don't click off of here just yet. I wouldn't be showing you this if I didn't truly think that this is a better tool than all 5 of these. I've got 3 2-strokes and 2 Kobalt 40 volts. This is the 12-inch and that's the 14-inch bar. This pole saw has an 8-inch bar, and now let me tell you why this is my go-to. When I'm out working the property and I have some maintenance to do, if I need a chainsaw, I run into this dark, creepy little room and I grab this. This is what I take. And there's a few reasons for that. Even though it's kind of long and bulky, this is a better everyday tool than the rest of these. And that's mostly because, well, it cuts really well. I mean, this 8-inch blade, or bar, sorry, cuts anything that any of these will cut. All I have on the property is oak and hickory, and there's a few other things out there, but it's mostly oak, which is obviously a hard wood, and it cuts through it with absolutely no problem. This chain never gets bound up like all of these other chainsaws will inevitably or invariably get bound up at some point in time. And that may be because I'm obviously going after larger stock with these. I'm not going to go in there and cut a 24-inch diameter tree down, like this, although, well, it's not long enough. So yeah, this will cut anything that is within, well, honestly, that's 16 inches in diameter or less. I absolutely believe this will cut it. One thing to note, it does leak quite a bit, but so do them all. It doesn't have an adjustable bar or chain tensioning system. You can see here it's pretty loose. What you have to do on these is pull the cover off, and then you just you have to manually slide the bar forward to get it tight like that, and then tighten it back down, which is not the best, I admit, but I only have to do that once or twice per session. Could you even see what I just did? Probably not. Okay, so let me get back to why I think this is the best all-purpose saw out there, and it's because this is the only one of these 6 that can do really every single chainsaw chore that I encounter. So what do 99% of just normal chainsaw users do with these? I'm making these stats up, but what I find most often, I'm doing maintenance around the property, a limb fell down, I need to make it smaller, I'm cleaning up the trunks, which is obviously, in an ideal world, you don't have any small limbs, within 6, 8, 10 feet from the base. This is a perfect, that's what a pole saw is made for. You can't do that with these without a ladder or a bucket truck or a man lift or something. So you can do all of your limbing with this. You can do barely any limbing with these. You can cut up down branches with this. What's really nice about this is typically when you're dealing with like limbs that fall down or storm damage, there's just a big pile of crap. And this actually extends your reach while cutting just as well. So you don't have to get down in the thick of it and bend over. I can kind of like leisurely reach out and cut these branches up, this is absolutely safer than any one of these. And it doesn't matter how safe you are. This is the safest tool out there. And I didn't mention that you get this in two varieties of sizes. There's an extension if you do want to get up real tall. But I leave this off because when I'm doing tree trimming around the property, I'm able to reach as high as I care to go with the single extension. But the double extension is nice if you need it. The only application that this is not a better tool than like the two-stroke Husky, that 440E, is if you're literally cutting down a tree and turning it into firewood or taking it to the sawmill. Most of you aren't gonna do that. Most of you buy these because you have to, not because you're making firewood. It's really just a tool you need to have. It's like a shovel. You don't go out and dig holes for no reason. You dig holes because you have to, and most people only get a chainsaw because they need to, fix some tree damage, pick up some limbs, what have you. So if you can only buy one saw, this is the one, because you might have better luck with this a majority of the time when it's close to the ground, but when you need one of these to get up high, this is the way to go. So I'm going to go out there. This blade is old. I've cut in a bunch of stuff with this already. I've had it for a few months. We actually had some storm damage over the weekend. I'm going to go show you how it works, kind of how I use it, and we'll even cut a tree down just to show you that you can also cut down a tree. I got plenty of wood. Wow. Oh, and it's cheap, and it runs on the same 40-volt batteries that you've probably got laying around. If you don't, batteries aren't that expensive either. All right, let's go cut down some wood. Oh, the top of your tree fell off? No problemo. Oh, you got a tree that looks like it needs a razor? This'll get her. Man, that looks better. And for my last trick, I'm just gonna cut down this tree. Yeah. Nope. Fall in the truck. Let me find another one. Okay, I found a tree that's not gonna fall on my truck when I cut it down. It's not huge. It's probably, I don't know, 8 inches, 8.5 maybe. It's not small. And it'll just give you an idea. This will cut through the wood. This will give us a full bar's length to really show you what its cutting potential is when all the teeth are engaging the wood surface. And if you need to cut something bigger, you just kind of go around it. As long as it's not more than 20 inches, I think you'd probably be able to get away with it. So let's just get her on down here. I am the worst about lining up my back cut. Did you hear that thud? Well, that's, oh. So this isn't the fastest, strongest, most impressive saw you're ever going to use, but if you're not a lumberjack and you really only need to use a chainsaw occasionally and you only want to buy one, I would strongly consider a good battery powered pole saw, because I think I already said why. It's just a good saw. It's cheap, it's got a good warranty. I think I've got 5 years on this. This thing's not going to last 5 years, but that's why I buy the warranty. So hope this was informative, helpful. I'm sure there's some of you who are going to say what a tree hugging city boy I am, because I'm saying this is the chainsaw to buy, but I'm just being honest. All right, see ya. Link in the description.